Alright, let's see here. I guess there's no point in dilly-dallying. Let's get the show on the road. There it is. Hi diddly ho there, everybody. I know, hi kitty. My cat's joining me, she's on my lap. I'm not just abstractedly looking at my crotch. It'd be weird. Not really the time for it. I don't know. Anyway, hi. I'm here, we're live, and we're gonna do a little bit of writing. At least it's the plan here today. I have a certain amount of stuff that I really need to get done today to prep up, because we have a session tomorrow, and I gotta tidy up the last few things to make sure that's all good to go. For the most part, everything I need is gonna be okay and ready to go, because we have basically this session is going to, the entirety of it is going to be spent traveling to and from places. What I need to do though is I just need to basically create a couple battle maps is what I'm going for here, what I'm working on. Alright, let's see here. Oh, hello there, Eldritch. When I first saw that strip me naked there, for a very split second before I finished reading it, I thought I was being invaded by the strangest bot that I have ever seen in chat. But welcome, I'm glad you're here. Like I was just saying, I have a goal in mind. I need to get I need to prepare for tomorrow's session that I am DMing for. Everything is pretty much good to go, because we already have pretty much all of the content written out. We're sticking with our one region that we've been in for a long time with this group, and we're rub it in, Eldritch. And so let's see here. So I am going to just make up a couple maps, mostly is what I want to do. Everything's ready to just kind of, the bus is pretty much ready to drive itself on this one, but I need to make sure I've got some fun, intriguing battle maps. One of which is going to be a pirate ship that I need to make here. So, I'm going to go ahead and get our sort of station set here. Now I got to remember all of my hotkeys for this one. This is also going to be a very satisfying session if we do end up doing any writing, like actual writing. It's going to be very satisfying for me because I spent a good couple hours making sure everything was all installed properly, but I replaced all of the key switches on my keyboard, and it is so heavenly to use now. It's like my dream keyboard now. I'm very pleased with it, and I'm just pleased as punch with myself for having gotten it. So let's see here. First thing I need to figure out here. Okay, so for our walls and everything, we're just gonna go with wooden, because we're making a pirate ship here. The only question is, not the only question. I'm sure there'll be a million other questions. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to generate a thing here. Actually, hold on. New. We do not want to start with Map Wizard. So let's try this again. Alright, there we go. Alrighty. Let's see here. So I need to... I wanted to see... I don't think it's going to let me. If I wanted to do a floor tool, like the building tool here, I don't think it'll... Maybe it will. Let's see if I can... I'm just going to try and get myself like a nice pirate shippy type of shape going on here. And then we can take that all the way back there, right? And then the back of a pirate ship is going to be like, if that's the... I'm going to need to make it... Hold on. I think I know what I'm getting here. The trick is I got to make it like symmetrical, because I'm just not going to be satisfied with myself if I make it not symmetrical. So we do that. And then we can grab this here, and then we're going to give it like... Hold on. kind of like a point. That's kind of pirate shippy, right? That's not too bad. I'm not too disappointed with that. For like just for free handing it, take that. It's a pirate ship. Yeah, yeah. See. All right. The only thing that I'm thinking. Okay, I know what I want to do here. I know what I want to do. Is there? Can I just do like a grab tool here? I want to. I want to know if I can move this. I don't know how this program works yet. I'm getting there, but I still. Because the only thing I'm thinking is it would be nice if I could scooch that up a little more so we could do a second story, which is like the interior of the boat. I was not very economic with my space here, okay, and I regret it, but here we are. So, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just redo the whole thing. That's not gonna be that hard. Where's my delete tool? Is there not like an eraser tool or something? Oh, Alt. Hold Alt to erase. Alright, let's see if I can just get all of it here. That. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Okay. Alright, let's try that again. Let's try it again. And then actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I want to. Oh wait, yeah, we want the freehand. Okay. So if I want it to go along here, right? We had like 5, and then I went like 3, I think, and like 2 like that, and then we can do that for the point of our ship there. There, I did it a little differently, but that was intentional. I promise. Promise it was on purpose. Let's do that. And then let's just use up as much of our space as we can here, right? That might be a little. Well, I guess that looks okay for the rear of the ship there. And then we do that. There we go. Okay, that still looks pretty. That looks pretty pirate ship. Pirate boaty. It's definitely a pirate ship. It counts. We're just gonna accept it. What are you doing, cat? Why are you so fidgety? Let's see here. Okay, so that's our exterior, our top of the ship, and so now what I want to do for the bottom is I want it to be a little bit more narrow. Let's see. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I want to do 8 at the most, because if we have our ship that kind of curves in towards the bottom of it, it's going to be a bit more narrower. And we can use this for reference. Okay, so if we're following the curvature here, then I think I want to do like, this is where it gets kind of tricky, because I want to kind of keep the same proportions, but I want to make it a bit shorter, so it's going to be like that, and that, and then that brings us down to 3. That's 3, and that would bring us down to 6. Hold on, let's just see how small of an interior that makes it look like it has. So we can do, and then we can just honestly, for the interior of the boat, we can just do that. I mean, it's kind of cramped, but it's the inside of the boat. It's gonna be more it's lower. It's gonna be yeah. No, I think that's good. I think at the very least, I think I can accept this quality of work from myself. So there's our boat. Now we do want to do some walls, because I'm thinking of a pirate ship. They have or really just like any sort of ship. On the interior here, there's going to be almost like cages, right? Yeah, if we do that. and we're gonna do walls to represent it, but it's really there's cages, because like you want to compartmentalize all the stuff so it doesn't go flying all over the place. So there's like there's like cages slash compartments. There can be some. We can go ahead and put some cannons in there too. I mean, hell yeah, right? But let's just partition off all of that stuff, and then we need to do. How do I? Okay, hold on. What kind of decoration tools do they have here? Because the top is pretty wide open. Other than, I think what I'm gonna do is just to. Wait, no, escape. Shoot. No, we want the wall tool. There we go. There we go. I think we'll do, because there's always that like lifted part at the front and the back. And so what we'll do is do this. Say, why fucking not? You know what? It's a good motto to have in life in general, I think. Why not? Honestly, that's a good perspective for me to remember too. Oh, hell yeah, look at this. We've got like little like cage doors here. That'll be perfect for this. Sorry, I got distracted for a second there. For just a hot second. Yeah. I can think of a couple reasons to not screw a cacti, but I think it's personal choice. So if you want to go for it, you do it. You know, you live your best life. How's it going, Mr. Buddha? Welcome. We are working. I'm mapping out a pirate ship. So watch me do that. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, so these are gonna just be. Oh shoot! Wait, hold up. I did that wrong. And I want that one out of there. We're gonna go to our portal tool. We want the door right there. There we go. Okay, so we got the doors, and those kind of go below. It's gonna be kind of funky. Kind of almost need 3 stories if I wanted to do those interiors there. I might just simplify it just for the sake of time and DM challenge, because I'm mapping it out here so that it's like ready to go on my online, you know, my virtual playing tools, you know, for any group in the future. But this group is going to be like in person, and so you know that's what we're playing in person tomorrow. That's what I'm prepping for here. And so I don't know that I want to make it so complicated that it's going to be a challenge for me to just like to map it out on a piece of paper form. And the more layers we add to it, the more complicated it'll be. So you know what? Actually, you know what I can do? We'll put the doors here. Wait. Oh shoot. That's right. Because I need to go to the door tool here. Well, we will put the doors here for that little like captain's cabin, those like captain's cabin areas and stuff. But we'll just have it like it's there for the sake of appearance. But it'll just be like, you know, if you go in there, then, you know, great. If you don't go in there, then great. Like, if you go in there, it's just you're in the room. And that's just it, is what I'm thinking we'll leave it as. So, I like that. The only thing is they don't have... I don't think they have, like, a trap door, do they? Because I want to do, like, the trap door... that like the trapdoors that would go here for like the ladders that would lead down into the guts, the bowels of the ship. Not gonna be in terrain. We can check objects maybe. I think maybe search for stairs maybe. No, not chairs. God damn it. All right. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So we got some stairs. Is that... yeah, that matches pretty well. I need to rotate this. Where's the rotate button? What are you doing there, wiggly cat? My cat is on my lap, and she is very fidgety. It's because she's watching the birds under my arm. Little psycho. Oh, that isn't exactly what I had in mind, but we could put something like that there for our staircase, or for our stairs leading up and down into the different parts of the ship. It's not exactly right, but do you just want to go look at the birds? Like, you are freaking out on my lap right now. You're scaring me like you're going to claw me to run away. Jesus. My cat's going nuts. Here, hold on. There she is. She's just chilling here. But she keeps staring out the door and acting like she's going to claw my nuts off as she tries to chase after the birds, and it's not. I'd prefer not. um How do I rotate this thing? Hold on. Oh, 90-degree turn. There we go. Because you could set it up like this and just have the stairs that, go up and down like that. And just put them like right there. And put that, I think the matching part would be, well, I guess the matching would be just like right straight up from where it is. You could just do that. That doesn't look terrible. I don't know, though. I don't know how to convey with super clarity that it goes down, Although, and actually, though, I do need to, whoops, hold on, where are my tools? There we go. Oh, no, I didn't want to do it that way. Hold up. Get rid of that one, and let's get rid of that one. So then we can grab our, oops, where's our object tool? There we go. And then we want to do that, I think. I think that's how we want it. So that way it's like the opposite sides. It needs to be cohesive. It needs to be all flow and be correct. Do they have cannons? Hold on. Cannon. Yeah, they do. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alright, whoops. Oh, hold on. Uh-oh. I might need to do a little bit of messing around with I replaced my keys, and for the most part I got them. But I'm noticing one of them is sticking right now. So hold on. Intermission. Brief intermission. I need to adjust my enter key. Hold on. Brief intermission. No one pay attention to the other side of the blue screen. No one realize that you're looking on the other side of the on the other side of the screen here. The behind the curtain. No behind the curtain awareness. Let's see here. Okay, let's try cannon. Okay. I think the issue is just that. I think I had the key switch in place just fine. I think it's just that the keycap was a little crooked. Don't you chew on the cord? Why are you being such a brat right now? You're not helping my life in general right now, cat. Let's just do tree. I need to... There we go. Okay, I think I got it seated properly now. Hold on. Let me just try one more time. Tree, enter. There we go. Backspace, cannon. Okay, I think we got it. Crisis averted. But I'm going to leave the tools right there in case I need to fix more keycaps. Wouldn't that be a fun stream? Just me sitting here fucking around with my keyboard and my switches that I just added onto it. Alright. Now we need to put some canons here. So we can do like cannon. I need to... Oh no, I didn't want to leave that one there. Beans. Alright, go back to the object tool. And then... I don't know, I feel like that's a lot of cannons. I feel like a ship doesn't need more cannons than that. It would just be kind of overkill, you know? And this isn't even really meant to be a warship. I mean, I guess it kind of is a pirate ship. Well, it's like pirates are using the ship. It wasn't actually designed as a pirate ship, this ship. Beans. I got these ones in the wrong place. Hold on. No, just move it. It's going to be a butthole. careful about it and not snap it to the grid there. I'm sure there's a button to do it, but I'm doing it this way. Right, and then flip that around, and there we go, there we go. Okay, so we got pirates. Or rather, a pirate boat. I want to just see here. That's the ship's superpower. It can do barrel rolls, cannon-powered barrel rolls. Just like, you fire the cannon and the thing just like flips over and it does like a full one and it lands. It's pretty sweet. It's like the BMX pirate ship. Just kick flips. Let's see here. I actually kind of want to see a yeah, death roll. Yeah, like a freaking alligator. There you go. There you go. It uses the nose cone spear that they all have, and it spears other ships, and then it like crocodile style death rolls, and that's how it destroys other ships. I think that's probably going to be the most accurate. Let's see here. I want to do crate maybe. There we go. Some crates, because we're just gonna put some like crates and barrels and stuff in here, in all these areas here. Just scatter a couple of these around. Grab maybe one or two of these. One of those. One up there. Oh, I don't want a grate. Hold on. Let's see here. Barrel. Oh, we can put a shitter. Thank God they remember to put that in the game. Whoa, that's not what I thought it was. These are huge. Why do they have such huge like kegs and shit? All right. There we go. And then actually, I also want to put some of these up around in here as well. That would be like a storage area, I imagine in my head canon anyway. So let's do that, and let's do crate again. Let's we'll grab a couple different kinds of crates, mix it up. And we'll put like a small one there, and maybe a small one stacked on top of that big one. A small one right there. I mean, these are pirates; they're not super concerned with organization, so it's all going to be kind of haphazard, And yes, I recognize that I'm putting ones on top of other ones that it wouldn't make sense, but I'm trying to not overthink it here. Just trying to make sure I've got everything I need for a session tomorrow. Oh, hell yeah. Cannon powered in the back. I like that idea. That'd be pretty bitchin'. Plus then you shoot like cannonballs out of your ass. It's like the ship shits death. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Shoot, I'm still mastering all of the capabilities of this tool here. So, okay, hold on. I want to go to the barrel. Here's what I want to do. I wanted to grab like this big one, and it's not really what it was intended for, but something this size is perfect for our masts. It'd be like God, there's gonna be so many booty jokes with them being pirates and all. I mean, there already have been, but there's gonna be even more. To the point that it's like, I don't want to use the term embarrassing, but definitely excessive would fit. What you doing there, kitty? Gosh, she's just freaking out. Okay, hold on. We need to put some scattered rope and shit around here. If we do, it looks a little too uniform. Hold on. There we go. That kind of mixes it up a little bit, and we'll put a little bit of rope down there and there. I don't know. There's just spare rope around it, like it's a ship, right? It's masts and there's sails and shit. I don't know. Fuck, man. How would I know what's on a pirate ship? I don't. There's always I mean, just there's so many good puns. Are you okay? Yeah, absolutely. No, there's so many good puns that revolve around pirates. just constantly, constantly. Um, I saw the treasure here. I kind of thought for a hot second, like, oh, that would be a good one, and then I was like, wait, no, that wouldn't make any sense. Like, why would the pirates just have open treasure on there? They find the treasure, and then they either bury it, or they go spend it all on, grog and hookers, and that's just what they do. So like, it doesn't make any sense that there would be. Let's see here. I need to go back to the stairs here. I don't appreciate that when I do stairs, it gives me chairs. Um, I mean, I know it's just a program, but that seems a little like, that's like power stupid right there, you know? Okay, so we need to put our staircases that just bring them up onto that upper level there. The thing I'm realizing about this is I think that as far as using this in Foundry goes, I don't think this is actually going to be all that functional. Because I have this set up to be walls, and so these are staircases that I think it's going to be treating as going down or something like that. And if I have players try to move through there rather than going up the stairs onto that floor, it would have them trying to go through the wall. But the good news is we're not playing in Foundry tomorrow, so I don't have to worry about that, and I can just sort of rethink about it and revisit it later. Do you suppose there'd be bloodstains on a pirate ship before they get in a fight? Just like splatter those around? Maybe just color them brown and call them shit stains on the poop deck. Was that for a pun? It was terrible. I'm moderately embarrassed. Alright, okay, so there's our pirate ship. And honestly, all of the deck space up here, like, I feel like this would largely just be open deck. I mean, I could put some grates and stuff, like they would normally have that. I suppose maybe I'll go ahead and do that, but for the most part, that's all going to be open space, right? It's like open combat space that you would just have on a pirate ship. Okay, let me try doing grate. Come on. Ah, gosh, I might still have to fuss around with this enter key a little bit to make sure it works properly, but if it works at all, we're going to accept it and move on. Yeah, here we go. So we got some grate. Oh, it's so tiny. Why are they so tiny? Oh, because it's like a sewer grate is what it's doing with it. I want it biggie. Hold on. What's this? There's got to be a size. Alt. Aha! There we go. We can get the scale going. So yeah, there'd be some grates here, right? You'd have some grates going like that, and then here, right? Because that's like, you do that to let light in down below, and maybe we'll just for flavor do one extra one each like that, right? And so that gives us some light down below. And it also makes it a bit more interesting for players to like step all over and walk on and everything when they're in combat. So we do that. Let's zoom in, or zoom out rather. Okay. Honestly, as far as just decorating up a ship goes, I think it's kind of there. I don't think it really needs a whole lot of complexity to it. I mean, there's nothing particularly special or unique about it. It's a fucking pirate ship. It's just a big ass boat. So I think that looks good. Now I just need to add some lighting, which again, I question the necessity of it because of, the fact that it's that like all of my layers and stuff are off. I guess down here it works. But yeah, see, like this area right here, if I were to put a torch here, it should, because I'm trying to make this just sort of the elevated rear of the ship. Like, I'd rather have the light, but I mean, I guess I could just hotwire it by going like there and there, right? And just do like there and there if there were two torches, right? Because it's kind of what we're doing, is we're doing torch placements for if it were at night and they needed a couple torches anywhere. And so what I'm thinking is we'll do like there, there and there, as if they put a couple torches on the mast. Like I know, like conceptually, probably they, like realistically, they probably wouldn't have bothered with torches, because I feel like having torches, open flames on a wooden boat with cloth sails is just a general level of unwise. But we're gonna suspend our disbelief just for a little bit for the sake of lighting this. And in here, there are basically just going to be small torches, like one small torch on each of these areas. Right, and that's how they would be able to see. And then we can do some small torches. Oops, on these areas here. Wonder if there's a way. Let's see, and we'll do torches here and here. But there's no way they would bother putting any sort of torches back up in that nose cone there. So, what was I just thinking? Oh, yeah. Is there a way? I don't know if there would be a way for me to really... Like, what I'm trying to think about is if there's a way to make it, you know, if I am going to use this in Foundry, if there's a way for me to make it so that it will have this bottom part be, like, always night, essentially, because it's always the below deck, so it's always going to be dark. Oh, excuse me. Nope, I'm not going to worry about it. That's what the decision is going to be. I'm not going to worry about it. And we're just going to know that that's, you know, that's just the way it is. Well, I suppose it necessarily, I guess it wouldn't necessarily, because we have the crates, or the grates up here, right? And those would let in some light. So it's like even in daytime, there'd be some light down there. So we'll just leave it and call it good. Because fuck it. And honestly, I don't know that we need a whole lot else other than... I'm going to go here. There is one thing I'm going to do with the terrain tool. And we're going to do some nice... deep... some nice deep water here for our terrain. Because we got to paint this in. Hold on, does it... Oh, I got to be careful, otherwise it's going to... Oh, yeah, I got to be careful, otherwise it's going to put that water... Yeah, it's going to have it go in there. So hold on, we need to undo and undo. I got to be real careful painting our water in here. And make sure it doesn't encroach upon the interior of our ship here. Oh my god, this is actually kind of nerve-wracking. Nope, I'm not. I don't want it. I don't want it to be imperfect. Like, I know it's obsessive, but I really want to get it right. You know, we're going to sit here taking our time. There's no reason to not get it right, you know? Like, I'm not really on a time budget, because this was, in terms of just the absolute bare minimum to get ready for the session, which is tomorrow, this map is what I had to achieve. So there's really, you know, we're basically there. So there's really no reason for me to not, like, obsess over it and get it perfect. I think I can, like, I'm just trying to, like, right now I'm just trying to go, like, yeah, there's that little bit poking up there. That I'm gonna just sort of let it go. We'll let that part go. Oops, I'm getting one. Oh shoot, I goofed up. No, I gotta undo that. I can't handle that. You know what? And you know what? No, like I just said, I was just talking about how we're here, right? There's no reason to make it imperfect, or to let it be. Ah, shoot, but that. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to fill in that little bit, so we're gonna leave that empty. But it's like, you know, I have the bare minimum that we absolutely need for our session. So I'm not going to, like, I'm not going to, I basically just, there's no reason to cut any corners for the sake of trying to save time, right? Because I don't need to save time. I've achieved everything that I need, so we can just take our time to do things perfectly, which is truthfully a much more natural approach for me. I I don't like rushing jobs in general. You know, with my actual day job that is actually my bill payer. Um, you know, I don't like half-assing the work that I do. I like taking my time, writing thorough reports, being clear about things, and it's not even so much a like, oh, I just find the rhythm and the monotony of it nice. That's true, but that's not even what it is. It's more so it's just like I like producing quality work, man. You know, it's like that old saying that everyone loves to say, but like very few people actually follow. You know, just the concept that if it's worth doing at all, it's worth doing right. You know, so and I don't know why I'm sitting here working with a smaller tool than what I actually need. Now that we're done going in between those areas, be careful. Okay, okay. Oh shoot! Nope. Undo that. Undo that. I'm not gonna take it. I'm like Twisted Sister. I ain't gonna take it. Right. Ah, shit. Damn it. I wonder if just doing like a smaller. No, it just. That's the random nature of it. I need to. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. Oh, oh God. Sorry, kitty. I don't mean to disturb you, but my foot itches. Holy shit. Oh, good golly damn. Alright, alright. Gotta be so careful. Gotta be so careful. Yeah, I really want to do that. I don't want there to be excess ripples that aren't against the boat, because like the idea is we're out at sea, right? Shoot, it's creeping in there. I want to let it go because it's just kind of, it's just, oh, well, that one I'm not going to accept. No way. Hold on. Maybe I do just need to like use a smaller brush so I can be a bit more like fine-tuned in my spaces there. It would be nice if it were a little less like random in shape. Like what if I just, no, no. Yeah, we want the brush. It's really what we want. Shoot! Damn it! Damn it! Yeah, like look at all those. No, we're let me start this again. Hold on. I just you know, what was I just ranting about, you know? I gotta care enough to do it right. Shoot, why is it doing that? Why does it keep pointing the things there? Like that's going well outside of the circle of my brush. It's going well outside of the range there. Unacceptable. I feel like a lemon grab over here. Just unacceptable. Alright, hold on. Okay. Just like, oh, so careful. Shoot! Look at that. Like, look at, okay. You guys are seeing that, right? Like, my brush is stopping. You can see the dotted yellow line of where the brush is supposed to be, and it's going way beyond that. Makes no sense, man. That's as small as it gets, too. Alright, well, if it's going to do that anyway, I guess I'll just keep the big one. Damn it. Oh, so carefully. Like, look at that. Look at that. Ah, there's gotta be a better way. Oh wait, hold on. Here's an idea. It just occurred to me. There's a fucking shape button. Now I feel really stupid. Because look at this. I know. Hi, kitty. If we've got a shape button, right, and we can just do a square. Like, fucking, god damn it. Like, what the hell am I doing? And then, like, and see, we can just do the polygon here. And we can just follow the contour of the boat. Like, what in the almighty fuck is wrong with me? Like, look at that. Look at how fucking easy that was. God damn it. Oh, my God. Oh boy. Alright, let's see here. Stupid doopy doopy doo. Okay. Let's do this, let's do this. That. There, and then we'll just like finish off our shape and get that one full up there. Yep, hi kitty. You're gonna guest star? There we go. Okay. And then I guess I guess the thing is, though, I gotta, like, I kind of want to follow the full contour of the boat here and do it kind of like this, because I really want to make sure. The only thing, well, oh, wait, hold on. I know how I can solve exactly the problem I was just thinking I was going to have. Oh, okay, good. It's smart enough that it kept that deep. I was worried it was going to make that like shallows. And so now I want this all to be deep. So if I do that, then we can just take our big giant brush tool here. Carefully. There we go. Here we go. Gotta be so careful because we all have seen how wacky it gets. There we go. Okay. Just make sure that's nice and deep. There we go. That is looking cool. That's looking pretty fucking cool. I am on board with that. What you doing, kitty? Oh, I know, sweetie. This cat. Alright, let's see here. Eldritch, man, you and your foul language making me have to moderate here. Gonna allow your wench comment. Such a potty mouth. What do you think this is? What do you think we are, sailors? Golly. Makes me think of the one movie. It was like What We Do in the Shadows or What We Do in the Dark. The one where it's the vampires. And it just makes me think of the werewolves. We're werewolves, not swearwolves. It's quality entertainment. If anyone has not seen it, I recommend it highly. Okay. All right. So I think that's good. I think that's kind of what I want. That's really what I wanted to achieve with it. And it's a map. It's ready to go. It's ready to go. Yeah, I like it. We've got lighting. We've got some objects for people to trip over. Got some cannons that we can just have some fun with. Yeah, I like it. Okay. So I think what that means, what I'd like to do here is, so we've got this. Oh, well, first what I'd like to do is I'd like to save this. So I don't fuck it up and have it disappear forever. Let's see here. So we're going to call this one Pirate Ship. And I'm going to just put this... Yeah, we're just going to leave the Pirate Ship map. I think we're just going to leave that in the World Atlas. I'm just going to leave that in my World Atlas. It's just me talking out loud about my storage and filing system. I don't want to put that in a specific area because I think that, like, if it's going to be a traveling, like, it's a map meant for when they're traveling by boat, which is going to have a lot of utility, a lot of different utility for a lot of different people or in a lot of different games. So I think I want to do that. So, okay, so that gives us that. What I would like to do then... I'm going to pull up my world map because I think then what I would like to do, now that that's there, is I'd like to work on that world map a little bit and start kind of doing the little bits of editing and transferring of things that I need to do for the sake of organizing on the new map, since the grid got resized a little bit, the hex grid got resized a little bit. So what I want to do... Hold on, you guys are gonna stare at my big ugly mug for a second here. Please keep your "oh, it's hideous" comments to a minimum. We've all heard them before. I hear it every morning when I screech after looking in the mirror. So I want to close that out. We need to set up. I want to change this capture to. Hold on. Could do the entire screen, but I'd prefer it to recognize. I prefer it to recognize the OneNote as the thing running, so we can just do that. I don't know why it's not detecting that. Why won't you just why don't you realize that OneNote is open in here? Why don't you do that? I wonder if it will matter if I just like close and reopen OneNote. I wonder if that would help. Nope. Let's see here. All right. Well, I guess we'll just do the entire monitor. Let's just do that. So if we go there, so there's that, the OneNote, and then I actually also want to open up WonderDraft here, so we can. So I want to open a map. We want to do. Let's do the. You know what? Let's actually open up. Is this the one? Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so I need to really quickly. Let's see. I need to go ahead and. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I want to open up also the world map. There we go. So now I got two. Now we got both the world map and the region map open. That's what I was hoping for. So let's go ahead. Let me just make sure I got my thing right. So this is C6. So we're working on. So we need to rename this area C6. And so if we go to OneNote now, let's see here. So let's go ahead and get ourselves. Whoops. Oh, that's good to go. Got it. There we are. Okay, so here we are on OneNote. OneNote also looks a little different because I updated with a new updated computer just kind of by default now that because I didn't bother saving my license or anything for the 2016 Microsoft Office, and so they unfortunately, as much as I hate that they did, at least for the time being, they got me, and I have now had to sign up for the stupid fucking Microsoft Office 365 subscription model. So I'm working off that one right now. I don't intend to keep that forever, but as of right now, that's what I'm using. And I'm not particularly happy about it, but that's why things look a little differently. So let's see here. So, but what we need to do is I need to organize a lot of this. So what I'm gonna do actually here is I think what's gonna be easiest rather than trying to like retitle everything in here. I think what's gonna be the easiest. We're gonna add a section, call it Atlas New. We'll move that up below Atlas, and we're just gonna recreate our filing system, and then I will just drag and drop the pages. That's the word I was blanking on. We'll drag and drop the pages in here. So let's see here. Atlas New. Hold up. We got a section color. We got to make this. Was it yellow? Yeah, because that one's going to be orange, I think. My colorblind eyes struggle with colors sometimes. You know, because I'm colorblind. Let's see here. One thing we can do is we can just drag and drop the consistency guides in there. Why are you so fidgety, cat? Oh my god, you're driving me insane right now. Oh my god, I love my cat, but sometimes, man. Our guidelines there, we can now get rid of the untitled page, which is stupid because I'm just going to add a whole bunch of pages here. So we need to do 26 pages because I'm going to do one for each letter here. Because if I'm looking at my map here, if we pull up the map, you know, you can see we have I sized, like, that's why I resized the grid. There we go. Okay, she's off. I knew she was gonna be leaving soon. Gosh, this cat. She gets like, she really likes to snuggle and steal my body heat, but she also gets really excited about all the birds outside, and she just kind of spazzes out and just like short circuits and doesn't really know what she wants to do. So that's where we were at, and that's why I was being fussy here. But yeah, so like that's largely the reason why I resized the grid, because they make it so easy to do that in this program, in the system that I'm using now. Sorry, I just noticed my camera was a little askew there. But yeah, I was able to resize the grid to just have like an A through Z up top, and then 1 through 11 going down. The hexes make it kind of funky in terms of the numbering system. So there's like half hexes, but those are all in the subarctic. And when you think about the shape of the world, really it's a globe. So really all of those things can just kind of be called like North Pole and South Pole, and we'll call it good, right? So, alrighty. So, what I want to do, yeah. So we're gonna do A through Z here, and we're gonna do that here. So we got to do 26 pages. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Isn't this so interesting? Aren't you so glad you're watching? Me count. Let's see, column A. Now, there are ways that I could have done this faster, but I just replaced all of my keys, like all of my switches, I should say, for my keyboard, and it feels like typing. It's like so smooth now. It's so smooth. It's like typing through butter. It's amazing. It's not like typing through butter. That'd be really gross. It's like typing through a really satisfying keyboard, because it's exactly what I'm doing now. And I am super happy about the situation. And I'm looking for every chance I can to type with it. And also this gives me a good chance, because there's one of every, I'm going through every letter of the alphabet. This gives me a really good opportunity to make sure that all of my keys are seated properly after having gone through the trouble to install all the new stuff. F. You know what I could do here? Oops. This will save a little bit of time. Copy that, so then we can go. Whoops. Oh, no, it's not. Button there. There we go. See, now we can just do paste H I J. See, so this is the type of stuff. So this is, I can offer a little bit of insight into my writing philosophies here. This is the type of stuff that a lot of people would not take the time to do, because it does take a whole lot of time. It's really tedious and it's really annoying to do. But for me, this type of organization is one of the most important things to take the time to do, because when keeping things organized like this, especially as a DM, when you're trying to write an entire world, it's really essential that you have everything organized in a way that's sensible and is like easy to find and searchable as well. So what I'm doing here, oops, dang it, no, I did not mean print. Dang it. There we go. I meant Shift P there. So like one thing that's really good about organizing these things like I'm doing it here, Q, that's what comes next, is everything is going to be searchable, right? We have our search function, and so if I'm struggling to find something, or it's taking forever to find something, I can search for it. And one of the key elements of searching for something is making sure you have a consistent system in place, so you always know what to search for, right? Or how to search for something. So that's one reason I do it. The other reason that I do this is because this little bit of time spent right now will make things so much easier to put things where they belong moving forward. So I know, like, if I've got everything already prepared up in here, then I can, when I'm writing something new, right, when I'm just trying to think about, okay, here's my world, and I want to put something up here, right, I already know, okay, this is going to go in P1, 2, 3, 4. That's P4. So then I can just kind of come over here and immediately go P, and then I'll go down to P4, right? And I will have, I'll be able to, like, it's already right there. I don't have to think about, like, oh, shoot, okay, where does that go? How does that fit into here? The organization is already in place. And it just makes it so much easier to think about things. When you free up that mental space, when you take the time to organize now, you free up a lot of mental space and capacity, so you don't have to worry about this type of stuff. You can just kind of go, and you can just write. And it's just, to me, that's an incredibly, it's an incredibly important component of all of this. So I don't know, I'm kind of rambling about it mostly to make it a little less boring. while I'm just sitting here writing column what have you. But I don't know, like I feel like what's the point of streaming this if I don't kind of discuss what my process is and why I do things the way I do? So I might as well describe why I'm doing the things the way that I'm doing them. So there we go. Okay, so there's our columns. So now here's the part that really kind of gets annoying. We add a page here. We're going to make that a sub page. And what we're going to do here is so now here's what I'm debating. Do I want to label these? Well, first off, we're going to make 12 or 11 of these per column. So copy 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now here's the thing that I'm debating, and this is where I think I want to just have all of these titled. So like this one's going to be, so up here is going to be A1, right? And then we're going to do A2, right? Because that's the hex that aligns with. And so again, making it searchable is really important. But if the reason that I'm debating is if I had done row 1, row 2 for all of these, so it's like you're in the column already and we do row 1 through row 2 and yada yada, then I can just copy and paste all of those rather than having to retype everything out, which is tempting to do. Because the flip side of it is if I know something belongs in row A or in A3, then I know to go to the columns there. And I think I'm actually going to do that because now that I'm thinking about it, because of how I'm lining this up, I don't think I'll need to utilize the search function, the Control F. I won't need to do the find system to find anything because it's so organized as it is already. So that's how we're going to do it. We're going to do row 1, do row 2, row 3, row 4. Can I just there's got to be dang it. I wish there was just like a quick key command that I could just like down to the next one and retype it. Row 5. Actually, I think I know exactly how I could have done it. I could have, rather than pasting all 11 of them in right away, I could have done paste. Like after copying the page, I could have done command paste. And then here, actually, I'm just going to demonstrate it. Because again, demonstrating my process for people, I think, is, I think that's an important function of why bother streaming this at all. So let's delete those pages here. So if I Control-C, copy that one, row 6, B, and it'll take me there. Yeah, row 7. There we go. Row 8. Row 9. This is one thing that is funny to me. So I've learned a lot of these tricks, and I can figure out a lot of these tricks when it comes to utilizing word processors and stuff like that, and utilizing this type of software. This is the type of just productivity knowledge of using these just sort of office programs that is extremely important in almost any workplace. But because I learned this on my own playing D&D, I can't put it on a damn resume. And it's such a shame. Because the thing is, understanding this type of stuff is something that people, maybe a little bit older than me, but generally my age and younger, this is the type of stuff that we all kind of know inherently. Because we grew up with computers. This is our whole lives. Whoops, meant to. This type of stuff has been our whole lives, and this is the type of stuff that we could just absolutely see. Now look at how quickly all this is going. I dare you to find anyone older, much older than me, that can handle all of this stuff as naturally as it comes to me, right? Not like me, but people my generation, right? But it's like they don't teach us this type of stuff in any sort of explicit, class that you would take in elementary school or something. It's just stuff that you learn as you're using it. Oops. Oh, shoot. I goofed that up. I got ahead of myself. And it's just really disappointing that this type of stuff doesn't, like being able to do it this way and having learned it this way doesn't really offer credit, because people get fussy about, where did you learn things? Like, oh, I did not learn it in a college classroom, therefore it must not be valid. And it's like, that's not a fair characterization at all. Unfortunately, it's the way a lot of people think about these things. All I'm doing right now is I'm just clicking on this, like, because I copied the entire collection of our rows here, right? And because I copied them as subpages, when I click on the page that I want to add those subpages to, I can just Control V, paste it, put it in place. So now we've got all of our columns and rows, and I've got everything perfectly organized, right? So now that I know I'm working in C6, right? So this is where I want to be working. Now we can go over here, and it was previously in I4, all of these things. So I'm going to take these, copy them, and now we're going to go to C6. We're already collected on that. And we're going to paste them, and there they are. They're already right there. Already right there, organized, ready to go. And again, this is why it is so important to it's so important to have this organization, because it's in place here. I know this all goes right here, right? I know it all goes in place there. The only thing that I could add any sort of detail to in theory is I could, put little notes about it in here, right? Because this is our hex that we're working with. Except I don't need to worry about that, because I know we've got C6, right? And then we pull up. This is the detailed map of C6, right? This is all of that stuff. And so you can see, here's all of our stuff. So it's just, having the tools and keeping it organized is so important and so helpful, because we've got that in place, and now we can go back to our OneNote and see we've got everything. Now the only other thing to do is I want to take all of this information. So here's the one thing that I think, okay, so here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to copy this whole page, go into here. I'm going to paste that. Did it paste it? Oh, because it just grabbed the picture, that's why. I didn't want it to do that. I messed it up. Here I am getting on my high horse about being great at this stuff, and I goofed it up. So I think, let me just try that again. Copy, and then paste. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to then promote that subpage. We're going to rename this one row 6. And then we will delete that. There we go. So there we go. There's our there's all of our stuff in the proper organization for the new thing. I'm not going to get rid of this yet, because there are a few other things. And actually, you know what I do want to do, because of the expansion of things, I want to grab both of these and put them both actually in this same hex now. We have added enough to the hex that we can add these things here. So we've got all of this information that's all right there, and those all correspond with things that we have here. So now the trick here, what's a challenge for me to think about, is how much of the labeling do I put in here, in this map, so that to improve clarity without, but like, what do I not add for the sake of making sure that if I give my players a copy of this map, I don't accidentally give them too much information, right? That right there is kind of inherently the challenge. And basically what I usually settle on is we will finish this map, and I think what I'm going to do, because I still got some time for what I had set out for working on all this today, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start kind of filling in this map a little bit more, and once it's all full visually, then I will save a copy of it, like save a PDF copy or a copy that can be thrown into Foundry, the online, the virtual tabletop that we're converting to. Keep a copy of that for the players that I can do, and then go in and add all of the labels, and that'll be the DM version. Is sort of my intent here. What is how I want to do this. So yeah. So just looking at this again, I'm just trying to think about if there was anything else that I had intended to change about this. I do know that I wanted to change, at some point in time, I want to change these random tables. And when I say change, really what I mean is add to them, because one thing that I'm thinking about, because I have expanded the scope of these hexes, right? So this hex right here, this hex that we're working in, this C6 hex, this would have in the original one been probably about 4 hexes worth. And so because of that, it was much more subdivided. And so the sort of like target player, like the target difficulty range for this area was much narrower. And because I'm combining a whole lot of stuff together, I want to expand the challenge levels for this so that it can really be suitable for a range of about 10 player levels is kind of what my goal is. And so what I'm thinking is I will adjust the system so that, because previously it used to be like, within, like, if the city was contained within it, it would be levels 1 to 5. If it was immediately surrounding a hex that contained a city, 1 through 5. The next one's out, 5 through 10, 10, 15, 15, 20. Right, that was kind of the range that I was doing beforehand. What I think I want to do is, like, stagger it more so. So it's like right in here with the city will be 1 through 10, as well as anything directly surrounding it will be suitable for players level 1 through 10. And then as we zoom out, then, so if it's further out, 10 through 15, and then if it's really far away from any city center, like 3 hexes or more, then that's where it's like 10 to 20. And that area is really meant to be a place where players can go achieve sort of an end game to a campaign type of thing. Is sort of what I'm roughly thinking about. Because I like to make it so that players, the more they venture out, the more the challenge is there. And so if they venture out too soon before they're actually ready, they'll be kind of punished for it. I like I like the world to feel real and largely unconcerned with what the players want. I think that offers a much more authentic experience for players. For it to be sort of a system that is like, you can do whatever you want, but don't expect the world to cater to what you want. And I think players, whether they actively realize it or not, tend to appreciate that, because it gives them something to consider, but because there's plenty to do within their limits, right? And because you design stories and progressions so that it like it naturally leads them through, and doesn't present anything to them before they're ready. They don't feel like they're in over their heads unless they put themselves there. Is sort of what I like to do. So, yeah. At any rate, with that rant done, I do want to, like I say, I do eventually want to do some modifications in there, but I don't need to for tomorrow. This stuff is set up for players 1 through 5, and they are at level 3. So, players leveled 1 through 5, excuse me. And they're at level 3. So this will serve, all of this stuff that we've already put here will serve just fine. Map is outdated. That's okay. I can get to that later. Because that's actually what I kind of want to work on now. I just want to have some more fun putting in some landmarks for our map here. Right? I want to fill this in and make it look neat. So if we're looking at this area here, right? So here's our big overview of the map. I'm going to actually zoom it out a little bit more so we can kind of see the area. So we know that coming this way, moving towards the east on this map brings us pretty close to the Coursewind Desert, which kind of gradually stops being desert as you come to this little point here, and it's like, that's really the desert. So there's not actually a whole lot of desert. But within this sort of central strip here, it's definitely heavy Serengeti. And then as we go down here, it becomes, there starts being much more sort of tree life. Not quite wooded. It doesn't really get wooded until we get down to this area here. But generally speaking, going to the north and south around here, it's going to be a bit more like African plains in feel, with the center being much more like barely a plains, and very very barren, very few trees, because there's just not a whole lot of excess water. And the other thing about this area too is it is going to be very challenging for a whole lot of plant life to survive, because the lore of this region being the salt wind coast, right? The reason it gets its name is because there's a near constant level of winds coming in off the ocean. And the lore of this area, it's not necessarily something that would happen in real life, but the lore is that the wind is constantly filled with sort of a sea mist. So there's constantly salt water basically being blown on the land. So the amount of plant life is limited to only plants that really are able to survive and deal with that level of difficulty. So or that level of salt in their water. And so some plants would obviously evolve and adapt to that, but not all of them. And so this area is largely going to be barren, but I don't want it to be completely. I don't want it to be a completely bland and empty map here, right? I want to fill it with some stuff. And so what I kind of want to do here is we have some stuff, right? We have all of our markers for the things I've already kind of invented for this area. But what I want to do is I just kind of want to brainstorm and plop down what would be some interesting potential dungeons for this area to have, is kind of what I'm after here. Because that's kind of what the start is for creating a campaign or creating stuff to do, is I just kind of think about what would be some cool thematic ideas for a dungeon for them to crawl through. And then you kind of add the lore and you think about the cohesion. So like this island, that's kind of a cohesive thing. It started off by me just saying it'd be kind of cool if on this island there was a big giant mansion, and there was a reason for them to explore that mansion. And then added the idea, what if there was just a pirate ship, or just basically a merchant ship graveyard, right? And that's where you have the shipwreck beach and everything. And then from there I just kind of added and just kind of invented lore and added a few things around it. So I kind of, essentially what I want to think about is putting some bosses in here. Hi kitty, how you doing, sweetheart? Poor kitty. I know, you're probably starting to get hungry, but it's still about an hour until dinner time. I know, honey. I'm still in the middle of something, and I look like a weirdo because I'm talking to you in front of people. We're live right now, and they're watching me be a psycho. Hey, how's it going, Eclipse Faye? Glad to see you here. We are working on some maps. We finished making a battle map of a pirate ship, which was really my entire goal for the day. And so I've got about another hour that I was planning on streaming. And so we're just sitting here, and I am 100% open to audience participation, just trying to think about what would be some cool dungeons slash big boss man combats here in a D&D world, in an environment that's kind of I was describing it as kind of African Serengeti, leaning towards desert type of biome, is really what we're doing right now, which is for me, that's super fun to just kind of sit here and brainstorm. This is one of the most exciting components of world building. One of the most exciting parts of the process is just thinking up cool ideas. Great apes, possibly. Yeah, we could do some sort of big ass gorilla thing. That'd be great. I like that idea. That would be, that would be kind of suitable. What would be kind of fun. So I'm looking at this map here, and my first thought is, we've got an island up here that's sizable. So now to understand, to help understand what we're working on the map, the scope of this map probably somewhere around 400 to 500 miles across. So anyone in America would think about, that's probably about the size. This is probably about the size of, or it would be an appropriate size of one of our states, right? That's the size that we're talking about here. So we got a lot of room to work with. So this island right here is not a tiny island. Even this island right here is getting close to a mile or two across, right? So looking at this island here, there's some size here. This would be a really fun place for maybe there's just this weird isolated colony of apes that somehow ended up on this island, and maybe the lore, the interest, the intrigue of it is, players would show up there and they'd be like, how the hell did these guys get here? What are they doing here? Why are they here? So I like that idea. I'm already on board with that. So what is a good symbol to invoke the feeling of apes around here? Let's see here. See, now here's where I start thinking to myself, I really got to download some asset packs for this program here, because they've got a lot of basic stuff, but I can almost guarantee you there's going to be nothing specifically tailored. Yeah, oh hell yeah, that's a thought right there. Just drop King Kong in there, like fuck it, man. I love adding references to other fun works of fiction and stuff in my world. I love doing that kind of stuff. I think it is so much fun to add that kind of stuff there. Here's what I'm going to do also. I actually know what I want to do. This is not related to a King Kong Island. This is just me thinking to myself and realizing I had wanted to do this, that, or the other thing here. I wanted to grab some trees and just kind of like plant a few trees and maybe fill this area in here to sort of offer up the idea that this island in and of itself is kind of a tropical biome island. So we're just going to put some trees here to let it be known that that's a little lush. And actually, if we do that, that helps pretty up the map. So, two birds, one stone. And we're going to do the same thing over here. Plant a few trees here, just for the sake of appearance. And then, again, I got to get a good symbol, a good token to invoke. Never-ending story references. Oh, that's solid. That's solid. That's some good lore to fall back on. I dig it. I definitely dig it. I love doing stuff. I'll even get really wacky with it. The last campaign, the last group that I was with, that we were playing homebrew in my homebrew world, I made it canon that Smokey the Bear existed in that universe. And basically, what we did is just for the fuck of it, we had a player who was playing a mage that focused, that he flavored the guy to focus on using fire magic. And so whenever he would do a fire spell in like a natural area, we would have him roll a D100. On the off chance that if he got a 100, Smokey the Bear would come out and sabotage his spell by putting out the fire. And that was a canon thing. That was a canon thing in my world, because it's my world and I can do whatever the fuck I want. Aw, horse named Artax. Yeah, that's just a gut punch right there. That's solid though. I dig it. I know, kitty. My cat is. We have entered the stage of the afternoon where she will pester me and bother me until I feed her. The little turd. Such a turd. Guess I could put if I really wanted to make it tropical, I could put I actually kind of like that. I'm gonna put the palm trees in there. Hold on. It disappoints me that they don't have the palm trees as part of the just like the tree package there, but beggars can't be choosers and all that. Do that, and then a couple of these ones to mix it up a little bit. There we go. Put one more right there. Right there. There we go. And then actually, you know what? I kind of want to do the same over here. I kind of want to say, get rid of all of this crapola. Careful to not get rid of the stuff that I do want to keep. Spoop-de-poop-de-poo-de-poo-de-poo. Damn it, I forgot it. I forgot for the shipwreck beach, I just turned a ship on its side. Forgot that I did that. Man, sometimes I'm pretty funny. Yes, this is, so what I'm working on right now, yes, this world is all homebrew. This is my homebrew world. I have, even before being a DM, I have been, by hobby, a world builder. And this is my fantasy world that I have been working on for years and years. And, there's constant, I will, in a second, once I finish kind of doing what I'm after here with these palm trees, I will quickly will quickly field trip to my big overworld map, so you can see the size and scope of it. And so I'm kind of in the process too. I recently got a new PC, and so I'm in the process of converting a lot of things over to some new software that I was a little sketch on using at first because I was worried my old PC would struggle too much with it. Thank you for whipping me in the face with the tail there, cat. I was worried that my new PC just wouldn't be able to handle it satisfactorily, and it would just really slow down the process rather than speeding it up like it was supposed to. But now I got a new PC, and I can do all of the stuff that I had been wanting to do. And I feel like that's a little overkill for those trees. Hold on a second. Let's just thin those out a little bit here. I think if we do maybe like that, it still kind of gets the point across without it looking quite as aggressive, maybe? I don't know. We'll do that. Yeah, I agree. World building is a whole lot of fun, Eclipse Fae. I agree entirely. Here is my world. This is my entire world. Zaoria, as I titled it. In all of its majesty. I'm quite fond of what I've kind of put together for this world. And I love the way this map looks, because this is sort of, within the past couple weeks, the recreation of a map that was still lovely in its own right, but much more difficult to work with than using this program. I'm using Wonderdraft, by the way. And it's just Wonderdraft makes it so much easier to do all this stuff. It's a program explicitly made for making maps. Beforehand, I was basically hotwiring a couple other things, including a clunky old version of Photoshop, and I was trying to build a map using those tools, and it didn't work very well. It took a lot of time to make it. It was either take a lot of time and make it look good, or don't take much time but have it look like garbage. But this program means I don't have to do it. So this is my entire world, and what we're working on right now is adding detail to this hex right here, hex C6, and that's what we're working on here. So that's where we're at, to give you some context. Yes, it's a huge map. It is an actual 2-scale world, because I ain't fucking around with none of that, small scale bullshit. If my players want to travel across the world, it's going to take months for them to do that by foot. Hell yeah. But actually, genuinely, one of the reasons that I really like doing that is it really frees me up. I can do just about anything, and there'll be a place on this world that it fits in, and I don't have to worry about but I already have all of this going on in the forest in my world. It's no, there's these are the big, giant, massive, aggressive, ridiculous forests. But even aside from that, inside of all of this area, there's tons of wooded areas, right? Same with there's a desert here, and there's a little bit of desert space over there, but really this is the big desert, so I guess the desert's kind of the one exception. There's only one desert, but still, the desert is huge. That's 1,000 miles across, that desert. It's a huge fucking desert. And it's all of these plains areas. There's so much space to do everything. And the other thing that's fun about it is, as a world builder, I kind of create all this stuff, and it's really easy for me to concurrently have a couple groups going at once, which is what my current situation is. I have a group that's playing over in this area, and that's why I'm focusing on this area right now, because that group we're playing tomorrow. And so I was finishing up all my prep for tomorrow, and now I'm just doing more fun stuff because my head space is there. But I also have a group that's down in this area, and they're both there at the same time in the same universe doing the same stuff. So in theory, they could interact with each other, but they probably won't, because where the players, each separate group of players, what they wanted to do, what kind of campaign they wanted was different. So, these guys over here wanted a pirate campaign. So it's well, fuck, we're going to go to the coast. And these guys over here wanted a more traditional D&D setting. So I was well, we'll put you right here, which is just the most quintessential medieval Europe, Lord of the Rings-esque region. But yeah, that's my world, and I just kind of, when I've got stuff I need to prepare for a group, to make sure that everything's prepped, I go in and I do some added details, and when I don't need to do that, I just kind of do whatever I want with it, and it's really fun. Well, thank you. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad it's an appealing concept. Because the thing that I really love about it too is because I'm just world building. For me, I just like to kind of invent fictional places and add some lore to it. So it's really easy to prep stuff for D&D because really all I do is I make sure that there's lore that exists in the area, in the place that the players are heading. Then I just slap a couple random tables and stat blocks onto it, for monsters and stuff, and then boom, you've got a D&D campaign, and that's just kind of how I approach it. So like if we're going into this area, what's happening within the context of the world lore. Over here we've got an island that has a crazy, in a nutshell, crazy magical cyclops. Kind of made some of his old servants. Used to be a human, got corrupted by magic, became a cyclops. Used some of that magic that corrupted him to kind of make the people immortal, so that way he can just constantly chase them around the island and hunt them and torture them and stuff like that. And so that's what he's doing. So that's what the island is. But the players don't know that. The players are leaving from this city on a boat, heading this way, and their motivation for it is one of the characters used to be on a ship that was betrayed, mutinied, and he was left to die out at sea by one of his old crewmates. And he heard wind that the crewmate went to this island to hide out. So they're all on there just to go, basically beat up this one guy and take his shoes because they're pissed at him. Little do they know they're walking into this area that has a whole lot of lore and a whole lot of history going on. So it's, that's just kind of how I approach things. And it has worked out really well, and it's been a lot of fun to sort of have it be a project to add or to build a world around that. So that's what we're working on here. And I'm just sort of, because we've got these new map systems and because it's been a lot easier for me to do these more detailed area maps, I'm kind of just having fun inventing stuff to put in the map right now. And like I say, this is like the brainstorming phase, so to speak, where it's like we'll put an idea here. I'll drag us over into my OneNote notebook that has all of it. See, here's all the stuff that I've already written out for it. This is the overarching area, and these are some of the different cities and dungeons that we've added to it. And so what I'll do is we'll just add an empty page here, and we'll just do King Kong Island ? And there's a placeholder, and it's a placeholder in place where I would need it. So that way, when I decide I want to flesh it out a little bit, we can do that. And it's super fun, and I love it, and I'm obsessed with it, and I think it's really cool that other people are interested in it, because I was going to do it one way or another, but now I get to share how awesome it is, and I feel a little less insane because other people like it too. So let's see here. I'm just thinking, for the sake of prettying it up, I'm gonna, along our rivers here, these are our two most major rivers. I'm just going to plop some of these. Oops. I don't want you there. We're just going to put a few trees. Whoops. Ups. I sound like my nephew. Ups. Cedar tree. God damn it. So, and now around our little oasis here, we're going to put a few trees. There we go. So there's our little oasis there. Looks nice and pretty and inviting. And then actually, you know what I do need to do now that I'm remembering? So we have we have a dungeon here, and that's like a very detailed smart ostrich folk. Oh wow, that's out there. That's getting into some weird. Actually, the thing is, that wouldn't be out of place in here, because one of the things that the Cyclops has been doing, this is the lore that I've added. One of the things that he was doing is he was using the magic to like make human animal splices, and so like all of the like just sort of like cannon fodder enemies within the mansion here, which is where the Cyclops lives, there it's all like basically creatures that are like half humanoid, half animal. So there's like centaurs in there, there's like satyrs, there's what else did I put in there? There's a couple harpies flying around, and those are basically all just the results of him taking people and being like, well, what'll happen if I mix you with a bird? And like doing that. And so there's a whole bunch of stuff like that. So like there could be just like a colony of those that got away with at least a semblance of their sanity. And yeah, this island's pretty dark. Truth be told, I'm not perfectly proud of how twisted it is, because it concerns me a little bit that my brain can come up with that kind of stuff. But we're just not going to go into that psychology too much. We're just going to pretend that it's normal and move on. But yeah, we could put ostrich people there. One of the things that makes it a little one of the sort of whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Still learning the hotkeys for this program. One of the restrictions that's in place for this world is that this world is a very shattered and broken one. Roughly a century or two ago, in this world, oh man, yeah, coming up with ideas in session. That's why you keep a notebook with you, so that way you can write them down and then flesh them out later when you have the time to. Um, nice weaponizing Druidcraft. Man, that was one of the things that made me a terrible. That one of the things that does make me a terrible player is I come up with all kinds of non-conventional ways to use the rules as written, and it makes it very difficult for whoever the poor DM for me is to figure out what on earth to do with whatever ideas I'm coming up with. um, but yeah, one of the things that makes this area a bit of a challenge, or this map, this world, a bit of a challenge, and which I like. It gives me sort of, it's like a creative exercise. Anything I do, anything in it, anytime I do anything in it, is this is a very shattered world. A century or two ago, there was an event in the lore of this world they call it the Unhinging, but it's just sort of like a catastrophe, calamity event type thing, where basically the mortal and ethereal planes all kind of got mixed together and caused a bunch of rifts and tears in reality, which resulted in a whole lot of like terrible, horrible things happening. Cities getting destroyed, people going insane, monstrosities of all manner showing up and taking over the land kind of happened. And as a result, if I take us back here, you can kind of see, I'll zoom in just a smidge here, you can kind of see we've got a city here, Strafewall, we've got Walster, we've got Bepemat, which is the one we're working on, we have Rodanos up there. Oh, did I get rid of Rodanos thing on accident? Hold up, we got a little bit of repair here to do here. Just hold on one hot second. Where'd Rodanos go? You come back here. Everyone thinks you're gone, but you're not actually gone, so you have to be back here. No, you are not that big, Rodanos. You are roughly that big. Actually, you're about that big. There we go. Sorry. At any rate, all of these cities here, these like 13 cities that exist on here, those are the only populated, like safely populated areas. There are other populated areas with like intelligent, enlightened humanoids, but they are few and far between. The rest of this world is basically just all kinds of abandoned stuff of all different ages, which lends itself really well to, doing D&D type stuff because, like, fuck, there's all kinds of just untouched treasures and tombs and stuff, and so it's a treasure hunter's paradise, which is how I like to create things because people love to watch things like Critical Role where there's all kinds of like political intrigue going on and like all of that type of role play going on, but when they actually play, like 95% of people, they just like to be murder hobos. They like to go in and Skyrim the shit out of everything, crouch to stealth, pickpocket people, and then blow up the area after taking every coin that wasn't nailed down, right? That's what they like to do. So this world works really well for that because there's just a whole bunch of lore, and if they want that sort of intrigue type of roleplay experience, then I just give them the lore rather than only the treasure, and there we go. But yeah, so that's kind of one of the challenges that I've set for myself with this world. It's definitely fortunate for you, Eclipse, that you are that you and your DM are on the same page, and I actually feel very lucky as a DM. As someone who DMs, that I tend to be on the same page with both of my groups. Both of my groups are just friend groups, and so we're largely on the same page about a lot of stuff, and it makes my job much less stressful because I'm not worried about like, oh shoot, are they gonna like this? Are they gonna be okay with this? I can trust that they're going to, at the very very least, humor me and have a good time out of it, regardless of how good it is. Which is definitely something that I appreciate about my gang. My gaggle of world trashing idiots. I love them dearly, and they drive me insane sometimes, as every good group of D&D players does. Okay, so we've got, I need to just come up with like a good marker that'll be for like Kong Island here. We could do, I feel like, that sort of Eastern world aesthetic, right? Like all of these symbols is kind of what they go for in Kong a whole lot, in the lore of King Kong. Could probably do something like that to signify, but I suppose that wouldn't necessarily just invoke the concept of King Kong, though, would it? Let's see here. Don't we all hate it when we get framed for murder? I mean, seriously, if I had a nickel every time, no, that sucks. That's a pain. But you gotta like, I feel like the way like definitely like your character not being a fan of it though. I feel like that's a solid starting point for some good in session humor, right? Your character's like, why does this keep happening to me? Let's see here. Let me see here. Okay, yeah, we want to do this. Dead bodies turning up in your room. Yeah, seriously, nickel every time. Let's see. I'm gonna put this right here, just sort of like a crumbling sort of tower, right? Some ruins, and King Kong just chills in there. So yeah, we'll do that here. And you know what I want to do also, just because we're doing King Kong Island, I'm just going to let's see here, Northern Island in area ruins marker, just so I remember where it is that this is going to be. Boom! I like it. Thank you for the idea, Eclipse Faye. I appreciate that. I like sharing ideas. It's been my favorite part about stream. Oh, shit. No, that doesn't go there. Delete! It's been one of my favorite parts about streaming my writing process is being able to sort of discuss cool ideas with people. Like, there's so many cool people have so many cool ideas, and I love sharing ideas. And, like, I really hope that people look at the stuff I work on and get ideas, and I really encourage people to steal whatever ideas they find from my stream and use them in your game. Like, I'm not doing this to try and be, the next Gary Gygax and, get famous and write books and stuff like that. Like, if there ever comes a time when it seems appropriate and feasible, I wouldn't mind, like, publishing a lot of my lore for people to use. But ultimately, I just want more people to play D&D. I want the hobby to keep growing. And as someone who is always the DM, I want more people to feel like they have the resources, the know-how, and the tools to be a DM, so that way I can be a damn player every once in a while. Because once the cat's out of the bag that you're a DM, everyone wants you to DM always. I'm only joking about hating it though. I genuinely really enjoy being a DM for my players. It makes it a lot of fun. And the thing that's nice about being the DM is I never have to sit there patiently while other people do whatever ridiculous crap they want to do. Let's see, what else would be a cool idea for a dungeon in here? I'm trying to think about, like, what types of abandoned places might exist in this sort of Serengeti type of area. I feel like, there's the obvious, like, ghost towns and stuff, which we can dot around in random places. And actually, I think that would be a pretty appropriate thing to do, and I think that'll fill up a lot of space here. So what I'm going to do, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we're going to plop a couple random, like, village type of cities. I want to find there's, like, kind of more tent-like stuff somewhere around in here, I believe. It's like Egyptian tent, not too far off. Not too far off. Just do a big giant graveyard. It's actually not a bad idea now that I'm thinking about it. A graveyard would be freaking sweet. Here we go. This'll work. Something like this. Let's zoom in here. I guess not too much, but we can do, like, there would be probably a little village up there, and then I don't know. I feel like maybe a village down there. Probably a village over in here. I'm just gonna dot some sort of places where people might have settled, and probably along our main highway paths there would have been a couple settlements. Like, that's a good place for a settlement right there by a big river. You just do settlements, because the thing is with settlements like this in an abandoned world, they don't even actually need to be all that extravagant. The settlements are just there because people needed a place to live, right? And from a exploration standpoint, they don't need to be all that. Not everything needs to be some sort of, big giant end game bad guy lair. They can just be exactly that. an abandoned village where there's some things to find and maybe some clues about what life was like back in the day, right? And so we can just kind of drop these things around, do another one during the river. That village up there is kind of the one by the oasis, and it's already been established that the oasis is largely untouched. So I'm going to leave that as it is. But we're going to do that, and then what I want to do now is we go to paths, go to my path tool here, and for the non-highway paths, I think we're just going to do the little bitty dots. And I want it to be as like small as I can get it here, because these are old paths that are largely going to be overgrown. But let's see here. This path, increase the roughness a little bit because they're just like footpaths here. Right. So the path would probably go along the river here, and then branch off and go to that village right there. Right. And so this is kind of what I want to do, and this is actually going to spruce up the area quite a bit. Although actually, you know what? I want to change my tune a little bit. I want to make these a little bit bigger. I feel like that's not quite visible enough for what I'm trying to do. Yeah, that's the size that I'm looking for. That's the ticket. Oops, we need to undo that one because the roughness is making it kind of weird. Things are getting weird there, man. So the pathway just kind of goes along. Nope, the roughness kind of, well, okay, we'll just branch it off from there. That's fine. There we go. So there's our pathway there for that one. That's much better. That's much better. I want it to be clearly a less important pathway than our big main central highway. So in this world, like I say, there's those 13 villages or cities that exist, and those are sort of the protected existing societies while the rest of the world is kind of falling apart. These highways are the ones that are sort of like the understood ones that as long as you go with a big enough convoy, you're unlikely to, you're at the very least, that's the least likely, you know, that's the best way to have the least amount of chance of getting your shit wrecked as you're traveling. Probably they would be, but the thing, like, I guess my thing is I'm thinking it would follow along the river because it would just be, you know, a decent way to travel by boat, because like this is a big river. And the other thing too is, remember the scale of this is going to be like 10-20 miles. They would probably be much more straight than that. That's, you know, that's actually a good point. I'm with you on that one, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I'll change my tune about that. So we'll have it be, we'll lessen the roughness a little bit here. We'll have it go here and there. Whoops. There we go. That's our end point there. So, okay, those are good points. Those are good points, and I'll buy it. So we're going to do that. And then this one, let's see, to get to this village, it's probably going to go somewhere around here, bend around that river, and then go there. Right, so these are all very, whoops, no, scoppy. We don't want that there. Yeah, so these are definitely going to be like our footpaths and stuff like that. Let's see, I do know that there is a footpath that goes from here to there. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it would, like, wherever the river bumps out or something like that, it might intersect. That's a good point. I live in a very flat plainsland area of the world, so there's not a whole lot like that. My city, the city that I live in, there's a river that goes through it. But other than that, there's not much water around. So no, I appreciate that insight, and that's not something that clearly it's not something that I had really thought about. But this pathway is going to come over here and intercept that village there, and then I think what we're going to see, just thinking about pathways, the other thing to keep in mind too, is these pathways from a player, from a gameplay standpoint, are not going to, let's see here, I'm going to have that just go right there. These pathways from a gameplay standpoint are unlikely to necessarily actually be all that functional, because these are pathways that have not really actually been used for quite a long time, for centuries, not regularly anyway. So we've got a decent sized city over there, and then so that one would just be like as the crow flies, really. do that, and then this one would kind of go back and meet up with our main city here. And then to go out to this one, I'm thinking we can do that, but maybe we'll go like, just to make it a bit more interesting, it goes kind of that way. This one I definitely think would kind of intersect, but well, maybe, actually we'll kind of have it be the bump out. Maybe that's why there's that bump out there. Yeah, we'll do that. And maybe for some reason there's something dangerous there. Let's see here. Hey, how's it going, Spesh? Good to see you, man. Let's see, let's go here. And then go here. With that. There we go. It's looking okay. And then, so now here we go with the ideas that I was kind of talking about, where it's just like the brainstorming thing. I'm going to grab... where's that thing that I'm looking for? You know what? There's a way to do this. Cave. Oh, don't give me that there's no caves. I've used caves. What on earth? Alright, fine. So the search function is not very functional, I have noticed. I wonder if maybe it's just because it's like over in here that I found it. Nope, that's not where I found it. It was in this one. It was right here. Let's see here. Raised high above the water with a small angle leading to the lower areas. Canals near them to allow other types of... Oh, yeah. So that type of stuff, just having sort of like drainage ditches and stuff like that. Absolutely, yeah. For the sake of flavor, that's definitely... that's definitely an expected thing. There they are. This is the caves I'm talking about. So maybe the reason that there's not a more direct route is because there's a cave there that would just like get in the way. And so maybe what we'll do then, just to, you know, meet in the middle here, there's a pathway that branches off of here to go around that area and then terminates at that village over there. Yeah, I dig that. I dig it. Realistically, too, I feel like, and this is something that can be sort of for creation, you know, for inspiration's sake, there'd be a couple pathways that would lead off into the other parts of the map, just like we got going on there. You know, probably coming off of these villages, and those would just give me some starting points for when I want to be creative elsewhere in the world. Do that right there. And then there would have been one definitely going up that way, because that would lead to Rodanos, although nobody would be bothering to travel to Rodanos at this point in time. So let's see. Oops. Nope, get out of there. Okay, so there's that. And then what I want to do is I want to then go in here. We're adding another page here. We're going to do, let's see here, weird cave with a K. No, cave. And then we'll do, let's see here, locationally, how would I describe this? That's going to be sort of, oops, there we go. Definitely going to be southeast corner between two villages is how I'm going to describe that, just to give myself a mental trigger to remember. Southeast corner between two villages. Boom, there we go. Oh, roads, yeah, being in a roadside canal. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like I say, just the concept of drainage ditches, you know, those are actually really common. Even today, like you can see those sorts of ditches, especially around populated areas. It's the same concept, to have a place for free-flowing water to go, stuff like that. So that I'm definitely familiar with. I'm noticing I forgot to add a path that goes to the city, so that would go right there. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that's adding a little. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. I meant to do that. There we go. So that's adding a little bit of intrigue to our map here. Yeah, see, helping it look a bit more interesting. Yeah. Let's see here. I don't know, what else do I want to add to this area here? Like I say, we're just kind of brainstorming right now. Just kind of thinking about stuff, thinking about what kind of cool ideas would be around here. We put in, I remember we kind of did this a few sessions ago. We just kind of put in the idea that maybe there's like some sort of like cliff area that leads to a sharp drop off to the water there. So maybe what we can do, let's grab another one of our cliff symbols here. Or cave symbols, excuse me. Let's see, if we grab that, can I want to put that maybe like right there to be part of it. Oh yeah, look at how perfectly tucked in that is right there. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Visually, that's outstanding. Yeah, so adding ruins and stuff like that, that's so the concept of the oasis, we definitely have the oasis up over here. It's kind of more of a lake, but you know, but yeah, the concept of that kind of stuff, those are definitely good ideas to add there. For a cave here, I'm gonna do. Let's see. I want to go in here. We want to put another a footnote or reminder note here. Let's do Oops. No, I don't want caps lock. Seaside. Cave. This is going to be the southwest corner. Southwest corner. Shoreline. Bottom of plateau. Right there. So we've got that reminder there, and yeah, I dig the idea of there being like another smaller oasis type of area. I'm with you on that one. Let's see here. Because one of the challenges too will be, oops, no, dang it, I hate when I do that. I press things out of order, and I accidentally drop down another item there. One of the things that is definitely a challenge, and this is why I like, and one of the reasons why I like just kind of dotting random ideas down there is because then it becomes a writing exercise to figure out why, like what would be the motivation for a group of players to go there, right? Like what would drive them there? You know, trying to figure out how to cohesively put it all in place. Let's see. Ooh, this looks pretty oasis-y right here, doesn't it? That looks like a nice little oasis. Let's go ahead and just like plop a notable one here. Let's just do that. Because we don't necessarily need to have too many specific things around here, because all of these are meant to be sort of springboard ideas for, like I say, important places for players to visit. So these are going to be all kinds of. So we've got a whole bunch of abandoned cities and stuff here. Damn it! Damn it! Let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. There would be a whole lot of there. Like I say, the only reason I'm not like plopping down a whole shit ton of random oases and stuff like that is because this isn't necessarily meant to be an everything that's here map. This is going to turn into sort of a important things for players in this campaign map. Is sort of what this is turning into. So I don't necessarily want there to be, you know, 24 minimally important oases. I'd rather map out one, like, for some reason really important thing to put in there is sort of what I'm thinking for this area. So let's see here. I need to just put a little note to myself. Let's see here. Let's add another page here. We're gonna do. Let's see here. We're just gonna do oasis. Oh no, that's fair, man. Hey, whatever gets you going, right? Doing the geography and stuff. Like for me, I am less interested. Oh, I don't care about that. That's not an important reminder. Shut up, phone. For me, the fun part is adding the abandoned civilization lore to it. That's the part that gets me going. The geography is interesting, but kind of more of a means to an end, rather than something that really gets me super excited. So no, I appreciate the insights you have to offer. They're helpful for sure. Let's see, Oasis. Where is this? This is kind of like smack in the center of the map, isn't it? Um, let's see here. Let me just see. I guess that's kind of like the south. We're gonna call that southeast corner, like middle of like or between all roads or something like that. I don't know. Southeast corner in the middle of all them roads. So there we go. So we're getting some stuff, and then like I'll need to decorate a lot of this. And actually, you know what? For that oasis, for that little thing going on there, let's no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted my brush here. Let's see. Let's go ahead and just put a little water here. Oh, I don't like that bit. That's right there. I don't much care for that. Don't much care for that. There we go. That's looking better. There we go. There's a little oasis. Let's go ahead and we'll pull a leaf out of oops, tree. That enter key is still sticking a little bit. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Look at this. Look at this. Look at how picturesque this is going to be. Boom, boom, and we'll put one right there. Boom. So there's a little oasis. I mean, yeah, definitely. I definitely want to put something there. I want to do something, you know, like I say, I want to have a whole lot of stuff here, and that's why we're just like planting down random sort of seeds. Because my intent is to make this this area in the scope of the world. So here's my full world. We're working on just this little hex right here. This is the only hex that we're working on. You know, of this entire map, and so. What my goal is to within each of these hexes, because this is like, oops, I accidentally placed that down there, and I don't want that there. Within the grand scheme of things, and we're talking like over the course of years and years of me continuing to work on this world, because this is my fantasy world. My idea is to each one of these hexes has enough stuff to really span about 10 levels worth of player advancement. You know, with there being various levels of, you know, varying degrees of how in depth a campaign would be. All of them maybe having a 10 levels worth of campaign going on there, with a bunch of other sort of smaller side campaigns that are available. And so really what I'm trying to do is just seed ideas. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this one. Seed ideas into how I could, like, what places I could have to work with to sort of challenge myself to create a campaign. So we've got like our major city, got kind of like a mini campaign going on here, and then there's definitely going to be some good stuff going on around here. We've got sort of, it's not even a campaign, it's more so a side quest over here already made, and so I need to just flesh it all out. I need to put more stuff here. Let's see here. What would be a fun thing to put here? Just put a mermaid there. Fuck it. Let's see here. It's prosperous river delta containing an abandoned major city infested with desert demons. Sounds pretty cool backdrop. Desert demons I'm on board with. I don't know if there would be a place for like a large city. The large city's already established. And that's like what this is within the lore of this world. What am I doing? Why do I keep pressing the wrong hotkeys? I keep getting confused between, because for some reason, one thing, I might have to see if I can remap some of the hotkeys for this. For some reason, they have like the zoom and the moving hotkey, you know, or modifier keys for using the mouse as different ones. It would make sense to me if it was just like one is the zoom and scroll key. So that's why I keep messing them up. Let's see here. So I don't know that I want. I mean, if we're talking about 100% realistic, you're not wrong about populations. We are talking about an entirely fictional world that's been ravaged by magic and ethereal planes. So the large cities are, for the sake of this game, and for the sake of this sort of fictional fantasy world, definitely much more populous than that. So I mean, in that context, we could sort of put like a city there. You know, it definitely wouldn't be out of reach to have a society there. But the other thing, again, I don't want to overpopulate with too much of the same stuff. I'm trying to create a variety of things that can be seeds for important places for players to visit. And I don't want every important place to be, a large city, or a small city or anything like that. I want there to be more diversity in what there is for the players to encounter. That's kind of where that's my only hesitation there. But what I am thinking would be kind of fun over here, like up here, or maybe over in here, is in here, instead of there being an abandoned human population, what I'm thinking is there can be a pod of like mermaids or something that live in that little area. And so, like, maybe for some reason they need to go confront this, that, or the other evil creature is sort of what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking about there. Things like that. I mean, like I say, it's not a bad idea. I just don't think within the lore of my world I have a place for another city, abandoned or otherwise. Is sort of that's where I'm balking at the idea there. Not because it's a bad idea, it's a great idea, and I will definitely be thinking about that kind of stuff in other hexes when we think about the full world. But this area right here, I wanna stray away from villages. We've got a lot of abandoned cities and villages that'll be important, plenty of those to fill up. So I want to find some other things to fill up for players. I'm trying to find if there's a good. Oh, here we go. We'll just take one of these things. Hold up. Here we go, mermaid, and then zoom in. Look at that, and then we'll just like, there we go. So there's like a little pod of mermaids that just started living there, and there's some reason that they have to go confront those mermaids. I mean, we already have over in here. There's mermaids in here that they'll likely encounter, and so maybe they find a little bit of lore or something that also indicates there's some mermaids over there, and maybe they have just a self-driven reason to go check that area out or something like that. So temple's not a bad idea. Let's see here. So yeah, temple's not a bad idea. Oh wait, hold on. I need to make a little note about my. Let's see here. Let's do coastline mermaids. Look for the mermaid on the coast. On the coast? On the coast. There we go. No, you're not wrong. Like I say, 100% you're not wrong. You're 100% accurate in terms of historical significance of a lot of these areas. And I'm not even saying that they wouldn't exist in this world. Like I say, the reason I'm straying away from focusing too hard on using this, that, or the other land feature because of realism is because I want to be thinking about, as much as I love building this world, I don't want to get too bogged down in reality to forget that this is primarily a fantasy world that's meant to have interesting stories. And so I don't want to just like overburden the map, especially a map that I give to players. I don't want to overburden it with uninteresting cities that are all kind of just the same aesthetically. I want to have a lot of unique, fun areas for players to explore, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm straying away, or shying away from getting too heavy on the city over here, because you're not wrong. You are 100% correct, and they are good ideas. They're just not what I'm looking for here on this map. But a major temple, I do like the idea of a major temple. And I'm thinking, actually, I'm looking over here. This would be a great place for a major temple right here, because it'd be very picturesque, right? It'd be very picturesque, overseeing the ocean. We could almost put like some sort of statue or something like that, some sort of important thing on the island there, some sort of important landmark. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, let me see here. Where did I see? I know I saw it. Yeah, here we go. You can put like some sort of like, make it bigger. There we go. Oh, why isn't it? No, I don't want it to be white. It's just aesthetically ugly. I don't like that. I don't appreciate it. Um, let's see here. No, I feel you with going with realism in mind. I like there to be a touch of realism, but for me, when I go for realism in a fantasy world, it's more so I like there to be a logic that follows. Um, I like there to be a reason that something would be there. So I don't necessarily like to just randomly put, in the middle of a desert, a big giant thriving city. I wouldn't do that because there still needs to be a reason for it to exist. But like I say, the big thing is and keep in mind, I'm not even saying there wouldn't be a village in this, that, or the other place necessarily. It's more so that I'm trying to focus on, like, I want this to be a fantasy world. And while there is a certain amount of realism that exists in it, not everything that's real is going to be interesting in a fantasy world. And so I try to keep that in mind when I'm going. That's just sort of that's my philosophy on creating my world here. Um, let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm dissatisfied with the fact that they insist on having those be white in color. Oh, there we go. That one's not. I don't know why the other ones were, but that one's not. So there we go. We'll take that. I'll take that. So I'm thinking like there's something over there that's an important visual, and then we can put. Let's see. Am I going too far up? I think I'm going too far up for what I'm looking for here. I think really what I need to do is I need to buy a couple asset packs for this program. That will definitely help things. Here we go. This looks pretty monolithy, right? Pretty temple-y. We'll put that right there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So yeah, carved out of an entire mountain. That's a cool idea. That would work really well. That's the type of thing that would be really cool to tuck away somewhere up here in our Thol Muldur Mountains. Like throwing something in there, that would be really cool. That would be a really cool idea to throw in there. This part of the map is very flat, so I don't know that there'd be a good place for that. Hold on, I gotta put my little reminder marker here. Let's do. Yeah, I mean, definitely stuff like that. Lord of the Rings is definitely a huge inspiration for me, and there will definitely be a lot of crossover there. Let's see here, not so much crossover, but you know what I mean, inspiration. Let's do Seaside Temple. Let's see here, temple off the coast that overlooks an island with some sort of monolithic structure. Boom, there we go. Alright, that's not bad. Alright. That is looking like a much more full and interesting map than it was when I first booted everything up today. So I'd say this is some good progress here. Some very good progress. But with that, I'm looking at the time, and I actually have to scoot skedaddle in here. I got other stuff I got to take care of today. So I am going to do the most important part and save, because I have made that mistake way too many times in my life. Gotten excited and be like, yeah, job well done, and close satisfied, and it's gone. So, but yeah, we got some good stuff here. The only thing I'm looking at, I feel like, well, you know what? I'm gonna sit on it. We're gonna let it breathe, everything that we added, and then we'll come back and we'll do some more edits on it next time we do some writing. So, but yeah, thank you to everyone who stopped by. We had some good idea sharing. I definitely enjoy having the different conversations about different philosophies on how to create a fantasy world, what stuff should be and shouldn't be in there. I really like that kind of stuff. And it's hard to come by. There's not a whole lot of people that are interested in that kind of stuff, so it's a whole lot of fun for me to do these little writing streams. I definitely enjoy it. Yeah, but that's all I got. I will be putting the VOD for this up pretty quickly. You can find it on my Twitch and my YouTube channel if you want to watch it, as well as definitely on the YouTube channel, all of the other VODs. I don't ever do any editing because I suck at it and I don't have time for it. But you can catch the VODs, so if you want to see other stuff that I've worked on, feel free to do that. I will be back writing. I will be doing that. Let's see here. I won't be doing any streaming tomorrow. Sometimes I'll try to stream on Saturdays, but not gonna happen tomorrow. Because I'll be busy. I'll be out of town to play D&D. Really is what it is. We're going over to. Well, I shouldn't really say out of town, but I won't be home with my computer. So no streaming tomorrow. Next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Those are my baseline days that I do the writing streams, and then Tuesdays, Thursdays, I do my video game streams. I will be starting up a new game. I have not 100% decided on what game I want to play. Just noticed I'm absentmindedly adding all these things in here. Get rid of that. I don't want you there. There we go. So yeah, if you're interested in watching me game, I do that as well. Like I say, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and when I'm able to, Saturdays. Pretty much all of my streams also locally my time happen around midday. Anytime between 11 and 3 to 4 p.m. around my time. For reference, anyone watching, right now it's a quarter after 4 where I'm at. So to give you an idea about what the local time for you would be. The other assist that I can offer for that is Eastern Time Zone is where I am. But that's going to be upcoming next week in my streams. As of right now, I don't have any reason that I wouldn't be able to stream, but I mean, I'm not a streamer by trade. I'm a government air quality inspector by trade, so that kind of comes first because that's what pays the bills. So if something comes up there, I might not stream, but as of right now, planning on streaming every day next week. With that in mind, I think that's all. That's all I got for you. So again, I appreciate everyone coming out, and then as always, the thing I always say to people at the end of my streams is, do me a favor, go out there and be nice to other people. Try to make someone else's day a bit better. The world can be a pretty awful place, but if all of us were to just sort of make the effort to try and make it a better place, like if every human tried to make the world a better place, there wouldn't be anyone making it worse. So it's like if we all just try to do our part to make that a reality, maybe one day we could theoretically achieve that. I don't know, but we definitely wouldn't do it if we didn't try. So definitely do that. I appreciate it. That's all I got. So thank you everyone for stopping by, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.